Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Battlefield Hardline. My name is Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about the new DLC called the Robbery. Now, first of all, the first DLC that came up for Battlefield Hardline was Criminal Activity, which we're seeing tons of new weapons, the Thompson, what was a special World War weapon as well, and 4 new maps and a new game mode as well, called Bounty Hunter. So in the Robbery, we're going to see a new game mode, we're going to see 10 new weapons, and we're going to see 11 new weapons, 4 new maps, new vehicles, and tons and tons of new little gadgets. So first of all, let's crack into this and see what we've got here, and you guys can have a good time listening to this video. So first of all, we've got this new game mode called Squad Heist. Of course, it's just like Heist, but with your squad. If you're playing with your friends and you want to win a few games for some reason, you can jump in there and play with them guys. Of course, it's going to be a smaller version of the normal Heist, good and enjoyable. So up next, on these maps as well, there's 2 new vehicles we can use with additional upgrades for these vehicles. Of course, one of these new vehicles is going to be a helicopter, so I can imagine the other vehicle is going to be a kind of jeep or a car. Of course, there's not going to be any tanks or jets on Battlefield Hardline because it's criminals versus police, and you don't see criminals and police having jets and tanks unless it's water cannons. That's usually what the police use. So the 4 new maps on this DLC are going to be called the Docks, Breaking Pointe, the Museum, what's been shown on the Facebook and Twitter page. There's been a few sneak peeks of the dinosaur. Of course, you can shoot these dinosaur legs and they fall over. And there's going to be a massive new conquest where you can disarm bombs, and what's going to be real interesting to see on that map. Now, the other map is called Precinct 7, which is going to be really interesting. I've only seen the museum at the moment, so I don't really know what these maps are going to look like. So there's pictures on the screen now, so you guys can check them out. Now, there's going to be a legendary super feature, and this feature has not been explained what it is yet until closer to the time of release of this DLC. There's going to be 11 new weapons, which I'm going to jump into right now. If you're not a fan of Battlefield Hardline for some odd reason and you go back to playing Battlefield 4, this might actually persuade you to buy Battlefield Hardline and actually play it, because you don't like playing Hardline because there's no weapons on it, there's no tanks, there's no jets or anything like that. So these weapons are absolutely amazing, and hopefully they change your mind on this game. So first of all, we've got the F2000, which is from Battlefield 4. This comes with like a moon sight on it as well, if you've got holographic sight on that. And of course you can take that sight off if you wanted to. That was a pretty accurate gun. When you were spraying with it, it'd bounce up and down. The recoil wasn't the best on it. We have got the FAMAS as well coming. The FAMAS didn't have much magazines in it, and the fire rate was okay on it, and it was a pretty accurate gun. I really like the look of that gun, and I'm looking forward to using that gun. One of the ones I'm looking forward to out of the living anyway. We've got the MDC, what is a light machine gun, and this is going to be available for the cops only, so no criminals at all using this weapon. MDC is of course a light machine gun for your support class, to help all your team basically. But that's going to be really interesting to see, especially with single shot on. Your bullets are going to be so accurate, so that's going to be interesting to see. So the FN57 pistol is from Battlefield 4. Now, there was a slight delay with this pistol. Every time you're firing with it, it's like the M1911, and it's got a slight delay, but it's super fuck off, my mouth's so dry. It's super accurate and very powerful weapon. Now up next we've got the Rpk Bow. That was from Battlefield 4, and that was used as a support class weapon. Now that was really powerful in that game. Like, I think it was overpowered actually on Battlefield 4. Now that's coming into Battlefield Hardline, but not as a support class weapon. You'd think it'd be there because it was an LMG, but in fact it's coming in as an operator. Now that's turning it into an assault rifle for the operator. What's going to be interesting to see, because that just plows through pretty much every single thing on Battlefield 4. Now up next we've got the Saiga 12. The Saiga 12 is of course a shotgun. Now comparing that to the USAS, which shoots really quick and the delay between bullets is super quick on the USAS. Now the Saiga 12's got a delay as well, and it's very powerful really close. It's not got a really good range on it actually. If you're right next to an enemy, it's going to be pretty much one hit, one kill. I didn't really like the Saiga, didn't really use it much on Battlefield 4, but I can say I'm probably not going to use it. But that's only going to be available for the criminals, so the cops won't be able to use that weapon. So a really special weapon for this DLC is going to be the Barrett M82 50 cal semi-automatic sniper. Now that was a big game changer in Battlefield 4. Now you could head around to any place on Battlefield 4, like center of the map usually, and pick up this weapon, and it pretty much be one hit kill from like thousands of meters away. Pretty much anywhere you hit, like stomach, leg, or wherever, you'll be able to get a one hit kill. So that's coming to Battlefield Hardline. So when you spawn, you've got a Barrett 50 cal in your hand and plow through pretty much anything. You can put red dot sights on this and take pretty much everyone out. Up next we've got the M1 Carbine. That is of course a World War weapon. That's coming to the game as well. What's going to be really interesting, it's a single shot weapon, so it's got about 8 mags in a round, and then you'd have to reload. You know, it clips up, makes a little clink noise when you reload. So that's going to be really good to see, and it's going to be a game changer, like I said, with most of these weapons, because they are pretty much all good weapons. So we've got the MP7 coming for the PDW, so this is going to be for your mechanic class, and the MP7 was a really fast rate of fire weapon. Now you pretty much go through mags really quick on that, so putting extended mags and a wee grip on that weapon would be really good and interesting to see what it do after that. So we've got another weapon for the mechanic as well. I can imagine this one's going to be for the criminals though. So this is a CZ3A1, which is a Scorpion. Now, putting this back to playing like Call of Duty, it wasn't the best gun. I didn't use it at all. It wasn't very accurate at all. Like, but hopefully with like extended mags or FMJ or just something to make that power or range on that weapon a little bit better, it'd be really good to see what it does. Next we've got throwing knives, what's going to replace your grenades. That's going to be really good to see as well, because there's going to be people doing montages and that on YouTube, throwing knives halfway across the map where your grenade instead of grenades. Obviously I'm hoping there's going to be a drop, like a bullet drop, when you throw a knife as well, because most you'd kind of imagine it do that, but on other games where you throw a knife, it just keeps going for miles and it keeps going in a straight line. So hopefully Battlefield has a drop in the knife throwing. Now guys, that's pretty much everything for this DLC. There will be a few changes to multiplayer and a few bug fixes and spawns and all that sort of stuff, like just little tweaks and that, but I'll keep you guys posted. If you want to know anything else, leave a comment down below and I'll see you in the next episode.